Hey, it's Dr. J. Hi students, I'm here to do another video lecture on Chapter 7. And Chapter 7 talks about small businesses and entrepreneurship. All right, so jumping right into it. So the first section talks about launching a new venture. What is in it for me? Now, being a small business owner is one of the ultimate dreams that many people have. And it's important to understand that you need a business plan, you need raw ideas, and you probably need to either copyright or trademark items that you're planning on using for your business. Okay? So it talks about the greater financial success. So the ultimate goal of an entrepreneur is to be ultimately successful at their trade. Whether you're a author or an artist or a business person that's producing goods and services, your goal is to be successful. All right. The benefit of being an entrepreneur is the independence. It brings you significant independence in your work. You're independent to work on the projects you want, to do what you want, to choose your clientele. You have all that independence when it comes to being your own boss. All right? Flexibility. Flexibility is another attractive aspect of being a business owner. I myself own a small business, have for several years. And I can tell you one of the best things that I've learned from, working for myself and being an entrepreneur as well as an educator is you have got to learn to time manage. If you are not good at time management, then being an entrepreneur is going to be very difficult. So I recommend time management or some kind of time management classes. All right, challenge and survival. There's definitely going to be a challenge with being an entrepreneur. All right. It's going to be challenging because you're going to be running your own business. You're going to be making your own schedule, doing your own workload, creating your own ideas, doing your own brainstorming, implementing your own ideas. So there's a lot of work that goes on with it. And then survival. So we talked about, I believe in chapter 4 or 5, we talked about how banks have a survival rate of 3 years. If a bank makes it past 3 years, then more than likely they're going to be successful. With entrepreneurs, it's kind of the same timeline. You can give it, 3 years. It depends on what your business plan is. So if you have a business plan where you're looking at a goal of, launching your products within 2 or 3 years, and that's fine. But then you constantly have to be revamping your ideas and your business plan to make sure you're staying current with your trends. All right. The entrepreneur, a distractive profile or a distinctive profile. Obviously, being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. It's something that takes innovation, takes focus, takes drive, takes motivation. It's a mindset of creating ideas and ideas becoming ultimately things or products. Okay? The entrepreneurial mindset, a matter of an attitude. So to be an entrepreneur, you have to have a strong mind to understand that just because it doesn't work the first time doesn't mean that you're a failure. Okay? One thing I tell a lot of my family members that want to go into business is when you fail, that's an opportunity to figure out what you're not good at. Okay? Or it's an opportunity to constantly keep trying. So it depends on your attitude, just like the book says. It depends on what your attitude is towards your ultimate goal in being an entrepreneur. All right? Some entrepreneurial characteristics. So I was quite happy that the book outlined these items because they're important. Entrepreneur characteristics aren't often talked about when it comes to what it is that an entrepreneur must be characteristic-wise. So the book talks about vision. You got to have a vision. Vision. You need to start to learn to embrace your visions. And a vision for whatever you want to do with your, career, your life, and your business can come at any time. I've had, all kind of ideas come to me at 3 o'clock in the morning while I was dead sleep, and I could not rest until I woke up and wrote the idea down, or made some kind of outline or something to help me put that vision into practice. And it's happened several times, and I call it my gut instinct. And I recommend that as an entrepreneur that you're always listening to your gut instinct. Okay, self-reliance. So you have to be able to rely on yourself and understand that you are your best marketing manager for your product, for your services, for yourself, for everything. Okay, so you have to self-rely on yourself. But it's not just self-reliance. It's also the ability to understand that you understand your vision, and it's your responsibility to make your vision known and understood by others. All right. Energy. Energy is key. You gotta have some energy. Energy is something that is spoken about in derivatives of, food, what you're going to do, drive, things like that. But it's also the energy to stay passionate about what you're doing, even if you're not seeing any ultimate results immediately. Okay? You're thinking long term as an entrepreneur. All right? Confidence is huge. Because, like I said, as an entrepreneur, especially if you have a brand new idea, it may not be received the way you want it to be received. So you need to keep your confidence in the fact of you believe in your product, you believe in your services, you believe in yourself as a business person, as an entrepreneur. These are things that you must have. All right? Tolerance of uncertainty. This chapter gets pretty good with the characteristics. So tolerance of uncertainty, everybody has it. Everybody has times where they're uncertain about things, and they second guess what they're doing, if they should be doing, if they should be revamping what they're doing, things like that. So you have to be able to sit there and say, it's okay that this is happening, and I'm going to be tolerant of the fact that this may not pan out the way I want to. And as an entrepreneur, you have to be open. You have to be open for other ideas, for constructive criticism, and for the ability to, redesign your focus based on what the need of your consumer is. All right. Tolerance of failure. I thought that one was really interesting because it kind of coattails on the fact of embracing your failure. There's been times where I thought that I was doing exactly what I need to do, and it turned out that I kept failing with certain aspects of what I was doing because I wasn't paying attention to what I was good at. And so embracing what I was good at made me realize that the failures of those things that, I wasn't successful in wasn't because I was a failure. It was because it wasn't meant for me to do in that aspect. Okay? So that's for whoever needs that. Finding the money, funding options for small business. So like I talked about last chapter, the Small Business Administration has tons of programs, funding, grants, things like that. If you go to Small Business Administration, I believe it's .org. Don't quote me on that. It's either .org or .gov. Then you'll be able to find some information about that. All right? Personal resources. So often, personal resources are overlooked because when you're thinking about starting your own business, you're thinking about stuff I need. I need stuff. I need, inventory. I need people. I need a building. I need chairs. I need stuff. And it's really important as you're writing your business plan to put a whole section just for personal resources. Look around your home. Look around, ask friends and family members if they have things that may facilitate your goal and your dream of being an entrepreneur. You'd be surprised. Okay. Loans. So commercial loans you can get from banks. You can get private loans from banks. But often they want to see a business plan. They want to see that you've thought about it. They want to see that you understand the need for it. They want to understand that you have an ultimate goal for success. They want to see that you know how to align your liabilities with your assets. They want to see if you have capital set up, if you have stakeholders, if you have investors, if you plan on ultimately having a board of trustees, things like that. So all those things go into the business plan. And they don't necessarily have to be in the first draft copy of the business plan, but those items should be in the business plan, at least in the outline. Okay? All right, alternative funding. So alternative funding is really interesting because they only talk about it for a paragraph in here. But as the book says, alternative lenders are typically private firms that charge very high interest rates. Now that's the key right there, the high interest rates. It's kind of like not having any credit or being brand new and to the workforce, and you have no credit cards, and your first credit card is a 29.99 interest rate, and it's because you have no credit. The same principle applies to small business loans. Because you are not a substantiated business, then they're going to charge you a lot of interest because they don't know, what the outcome of the business is going to be. But something that, I thought it didn't talk about was, if you get investment from family members that own businesses, if you, do things like, I don't think it talks about, Kickstarters or things like that, where you're offering a product or services when somebody, donates money to your Kickstarter foundation, something like that. And, Kickstarter is not just for small businesses. There's been, artists, musicians that actually have used Kickstarter and, have been ultimately successful. So Kickstarter is something that is catching on with a lot of different businesses and entrepreneurs, all different types. Okay? Angel investors aren't necessarily angels, but they do provide a wealth of money, funds, capital, and you may or may not know of them. So it depends on if they want to be known or not, but more than likely, they're generous donators that want to help get your business off the ground and see something innovative in your business. All right, so small business opportunities. And small business opportunities come in all different types of arenas. Small businesses have small niches, large niches. It depends on what your niche is for your particular business. Now, going back to the business plan is where you're going to establish what your niche is. So if you're a book author, and as I am, and one of my niches that I used was the employment market, okay, the workforce. And, I decided to write a series based on the workforce and the need that the workforce, obviously with people, interviewing for positions, needing more understanding of how to market themselves. And I wrote a series on that. So my niche was, establishing and improving the workforce, by helping people interview better and understanding their human capital value. That's my niche. So your niche may be something, bettering the community or assisting veterans with, housing or improving technology within education. But you have to find your niche. And normally your niche is a one-liner. Because a lot of times when you're marketing, you're chatting with people and doing these events where you're looking for angel investors, you're looking for venture capitals, they want to know quick, what's your niche? What is it? Tell me what it is. Quick. If you take more than, I would say, 3 to 5 minutes to talk about your business and what your niche is, then you need to reevaluate what your niche is. Okay, I could tell you really quick, my niche is to improve the workforce through interviewing skills and improving capital, human capital. Like, that's quick. And then the goal is to have your niche, and then for them to say, that's wonderful. Tell me more about that. And that's when you get into conversations about investment opportunities and what you're doing and what you have done and what's worked and what hasn't worked. That's where you get into that stuff. All right. All right. Personal customer service. It's really important to realize that everybody is your customer. When you're an entrepreneur, everybody's your customer. Everybody. Doesn't matter what. I live in a very predominantly small town. Well, not small town, but, it's a smaller town than one I was raised in. And often I'll see people in the supermarket that have purchased my books that I haven't even met before, but because where I live is so conducive to people needing jobs, a lot of people will go, hey, didn't you write that, Pep Talks book? I would love to get more information on that. Okay? So that's an idea too. Lower overhead costs. So being an entrepreneur, you have lower overhead costs, period. Your overhead is next to nil, especially if you're working for yourself in a sole proprietorship. If you're in a partnership, then that may be something that might have to reflect upon your needs. But for the most part, that the lack of overhead is a bonus. I don't have to worry about inventory. I don't have to worry about other employees right now. It's I'm able to manage it on my own, and it's pretty fluid and functional. Okay. All right, next is technology. So technology plays a huge part in this because technology is always changing. As an entrepreneur, there are sites and places you can go to for free to market yourself. So Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I always recommend those three first to clients and to students that say they want to do something. If you put your ideas in your business and you start with those things, then that's going to be a good start. Next, you have WordPress, okay, where you can design your own website for free. You have places like, I want to say WordPress, but Google has free website services, free articles, free blogs that you can design for yourself for free, okay? That's a good thing as well. All right. If you want to know more about technology, I recommend that you either Google ways to market yourself through technology, and you'll find some more information on that as well. All right. All right. So launching your launch options, providing the pros and cons. So the first is making it happen. Making it happen can be difficult, but it's not impossible. Now, like I said, it goes back to that business plan. You got to go to the business plan. You need to constantly be referring back to the business plan. As you're referring to the business plan, you're able to revamp how and when you want to make what happen. Create a checklist. Make a list. Keep it with you. Use Google Docs for free. Use different free technologies or apps or software to keep a checklist of things and also to add to the list. Okay? Gaining experience. Gaining experience can be a whole lot of different things. So you can go to free workshops. They have state workshops. They have federal workshops. They have tons of entrepreneurial workshops to help you get your business started. All right? Learning from others. Learning from others is vital because keep in mind, whatever you're thinking of doing, somebody else has either thought of it or thought about the same type of thing. So it may not be the exact same business, but it could be, in that vicinity. So make sure you utilize the people around you. Your professors, your educators, your friends, your family members, people that you meet. Talk to people. You talk, you can network, and maybe they know of somebody that you can talk to about getting your career off the ground as far as being an entrepreneur. Educating yourself, which you're doing right now. That is outstanding. So Educating yourself is not only formal education, it's informal, it's direct, indirect, it's research, it's data collection, it's reading up on your competitors or businesses that may be doing the same things that you want to do, but just on a smaller spectrum. All right. So then it goes into developing a business plan. And this is really good. It talks about the small business development centers. And normally they're in every single city, every single state, and you have the opportunity to utilize different, workshops. Sometimes they're in the morning, afternoon, sometimes they have them online. But if you Google small business development centers or either small business workshops, you'll find a ton of workshops to go to help you with that. All right. Okay, so that was chapter 7. If you have any questions, students, you're more than welcome to email me, call me, come by my office. Also, I'm going to start doing tutoring hours in the library here at the campus or at the campus near you. If you need me to come to your campus, just give me a call or an email. We can set up a time for that. And I will be there for you to assist you with understanding the curriculum more and you gaining a better idea of the overall information. All right, so you have a wonderful day. Again, I am Dr. J, and I'm here for you. All right, have a great day.